You guys are all in luck because I'm back with another story time and it is so good. If the girl that this video is about, well, it's not really about a girl, but like the most shocking part of it is about one person, obviously. If she watches this, which I feel like there's like kind of an actual chance she will, I want her to know that I do like her. I think she's really cool. Like, I kind of actually want to be her friend even after this. Like, it's nothing against her. I just think this is so funny. And as someone who likes to put out the crazier parts of my life on YouTube, it's just like too good not to tell. So if she's watching, like, girl, like, no hate. I think you're cool as fuck. I want to be your friend, but this is just so good. I fucking have to share. I have not gone out in such a long time. Like, in at least like 2.5, 3 weeks. It's now what, Wednesday? On Friday, I really wanted to go out. I was like, it's a Friday. I have not gone out in weeks. And that one time that I did go out weeks ago was my first time going out in like a month. So in like a 2-month period, I'd only gone out like 1 or 2 times. So I was like itching to go out, you know, like craving it, okay? So I texted one of my friends. I was like, girl, do you want to go to happy hour with me? And she was like, yes. Like, I haven't gone to happy hour yet either this summer session, like, because we're in summer school at FSU right now. And she was like, let's go, let's do it. And it was just going to be me and her. And when you go out with just one friend, it is always such a better, more interesting time than when you go out with a bunch of people, because you only have one other person to worry about, only one other person you have to keep alive, and you can just kind of go wherever the night takes you because you don't have to be keeping up with like a whole bunch of other people, you know? So I already knew, like, okay, this is gonna be fun as fuck. We both haven't gone out in such a long time. And she was like, are you down to go out after happy hour? Like, transition from happy hour into, like, a real night out. And I was like, fuck yes. Like, we are going balls to the wall. Let's go. So she came over to my apartment. We were pre-gaming, whatever, like, taking shots at, like, 7, getting ready to go to happy hour. We went to happy hour. We were at a bar, and there were these other girls there that were talking to us, just being friendly. When you're drunk, everyone's very social. Everyone wants to talk. Everyone wants to be your friend. So we were talking to this other group of girls because all we had was each other. So we were definitely in the market to like kind of make friends, you know? So me and her were talking to these other girls, and one of the girls was much more talkative and like into being our friends than the rest of her friends were, and she was really, really cool. Like, I liked her a lot. So I actually got her number. Like, I was like, this girl's cool as fuck. Like, I want to be friends with this girl. Her boyfriend was the bartender at this bar, which was cool as fuck because he hooked us up with free drinks. Like, shout out to him. Like, it was fucking sick. Like, it was a great fucking time. And I asked her if she wanted to come with me and my friend to the next bar, because you kind of like walk from bar to bar. So I asked her if she wanted to come with us, and she was like, yeah, for sure, like, let's go. So before we went to the bathroom, like, we went to pee together. And this girl was so comfortable with me, like, right off the spot. Like, she was wearing a romper, which to pee, you have to, like, take it off completely, you know, so you're naked. She just, like, strips down naked, like, doesn't give a fuck. And she has her nipple pierced, which was fucking sick. Like, it actually looked good. Like, usually I don't really like nipple piercings, but it looked good on her because she had really good boobs. I kind of remember thinking, like, wow, like, this girl's already really comfortable with me, and to be, like, naked now, peeing in front of me, like, showing me her nipple ring, and, like, we were talking about her nipple ring, whatever. Like, girls are weird when they're drunk and in the bathroom, okay? So I can already tell, like, this girl's really comfortable with me. She's kind of a free spirit if she has her nipple pierced, but I think she's cool as fuck. And her boyfriend's cool too, whatever. They were an interracial couple, which does not matter. I don't think that's a problem at all. I'm just, like, setting the scene just so you know. Her boyfriend was black, she was white. Doesn't matter to me. They were both cool as fuck. They were both attractive. It was awesome. But I'm just, like, setting the scene just so you, like, know better, like, can picture in your mind, okay? We then walk to the next bar, and at the bar, we are standing at the bar, like, waiting to get drinks, and she asks me if I would be willing to make out with her for her boyfriend to see, like, something like hot for her boyfriend. And like, every girl in college drunk, well, not every girl, but a lot of girls in college drunk, like, for fun, will like make out with their friends just for like 3 seconds, like, not anything like super sexual. Like, it's kind of just like a drunk fun thing. I have 100% made out with some of my girlfriends before drunk. It doesn't mean anything. I don't get off on it. It's just like a fun, drunk, silly college thing, you know, whatever. So I'd already made out with girls before, no heat. I thought this girl was cool. I was planning on being friends with this girl, so I was like, sure, like, fuck it. I am so drunk, like, we can make out for your boyfriend, whatever. So we made out, like, just for like 3 to 5 seconds, like, nothing crazy. And And this girl was a very intense, aggressive makeouter. Like, I've never made out with someone who was so, like, forceful. And I was just like, damn, like, this girl, I feel like, is very sexually driven. First, we got the nipple ring. Now she's, like, making out with me, like, heavy as fuck. Like, more so than what I was intending for having a fun, drunk makeout. But I mean, it was worth it because the bartender also saw us make out and he gave us free shots. Like, this whole night, I just got so many free drinks, basically for doing nothing. I get separated from this girl. I take my friend that I originally came out with to the bathroom because at this point she was much drunker than me because we had gotten free tequila shots, whatever, and so I was like taking care of her in the bathroom. She had to pee, and I texted the girl that I had just met and I was like, hey, like, where are you? And she was like, oh, I'm actually back at my boyfriend's apartment, like, we're all just gonna like drink and chill here for a little bit before we go out. And at this point it was like 11:20, so it was getting close to like being able to go actually out. So I was like, hey, like, to my friend, I was like, hey, do you want to go meet that girl we met and her friends at their apartment and like pregame before we go out? And my friend was so drunk, she was just like, okay, whatever, like, I'll do anything just as long as we stick together. So we Uber to her boyfriend's apartment, which now sober is weird because I did not know these people. Random girl, random girl's boyfriend, her random friends, and then me and my friend. Just like, yeah, fuck it, let's go to your apartment. It wasn't unsafe or anything, but it's just like funny because no one would ever do things like that sober. Like, it's weird the shit you get into when you're drunk. We Ubered to her apartment. Everyone's really cool. I really liked all of these people. I'm totally down to like pregame, go out with them, whatever again. So we were just like drinking wine, smoking hookah, like just like kind of keeping it chill, but also like continuing to drink and pregame because we were about to go out. Like, we had all made a plan. At midnight, we're gonna go out. We were drinking whatever, and at one point, her and her boyfriend, the girl that I had met, the girl that made out with me, her and her boyfriend were in her boyfriend's bedroom because this was her boyfriend's apartment, and they like called me into the bedroom, and I wasn't thinking anything of it, right? And literally, not even kidding, she propositions me for a threesome. Like, super serious, not even kidding, just like bold face, like, asks me if I'm down. And I'm like, that's not really my thing. Like, I'm kind of flattered that I am your choice for this, but I don't really think that's something I would do. And I asked her, I was like, is this something you do often? Like, do you usually meet girls out and see if they're down for this? And she was like, oh yeah, like, we've had luck finding girls at bars. And I was like, wow, like, I mean, I don't know, it's just not my thing. Like, if you are into threesomes and that is something you do with your boyfriend or girlfriend, I mean, to each their own, but that's not my thing. But it was kind of just interesting to like talk to her about it. And I kind of thought like, okay, like, she gets that I'm not interested, it's over, whatever. And her boyfriend the whole time was so much less sexual and less aggressive than her. Like, he was kind of like, whatever, like, she said no, like, who gives a fuck, like, let's not push her. Like, he was very like chill, and she was definitely the one that was more into it, which is kind of weird. Usually I think the guy's more into it, but she was definitely more into it. I think definitely she must be bi or something, which is totally okay, but I as a girl, I have no desire to sleep with another woman. So the fact that she had this desire, I mean, that's just my assumption, but again, I don't really know, not judging. She asked, I declined. She was still pretty like sexual flirty to me. I could tell she was being very flirty to me. And at one point she like licked my face, which was a little not off-putting, but kind of like, whoa, like, who does that? Not me. And like just little things like that were kind of like, this is weirdly sexual, but whatever. Like, she means no harm. They're not like trying to force me to have a threesome with them. There were a bunch of other people there too, whatever. And then we go back into the kitchen, we're drinking wine, like, everyone's talking, we're playing music, like, kind of like a real pregame. And we're in the kitchen, it's just me and her, and we're kind of having a private conversation, just getting to know each other, having a completely platonic conversation as people that are trying to become better friends. And she then asked me, she was like, I know you said that you weren't down for the threesome earlier, which is okay, but I was wondering if you'd be more comfortable just hooking up with me. And I was kind of like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I think I choked a little bit on the Sauvignon Blanc I was drinking. And she was like, yeah, like, you know, me and you could fuck and my boyfriend could just watch. Like, she said that me and her could fuck. Like, she really meant like us having female on female sex, which I guess she's into that. I'm not. That is just not my sexual preference. It's totally cool that she is. Like I said, I want to be friends with this girl. I'm not judging her because of this. I've just never been asked this before. She asked, I declined. She was still pretty like sexual flirty to me. I could tell she was being very flirty to me. And at one point she like licked my face, which was a little not off-putting, but kind of like, whoa, like, who who does that? Not me. And like just little things like that were kind of like, this is weirdly sexual, but whatever. Like she means no harm. They're not like trying to force me to have a threesome with them. There were a bunch of other people there too, whatever. And then we go back into the kitchen, we're drinking wine, like everyone's talking, we're playing music, like kind of like a real pregame. And we're in the kitchen, it's just me and her, and we're kind of having a private conversation, just getting to know each other, having a completely platonic conversation as people that are trying to become better friends. And she then asked me, she was like, I know you said that you weren't down for the threesome earlier, which is okay, but I was wondering if you'd be more comfortable just hooking up with me. And I was kind of like, I'm sorry, what? Like I think I choked a little bit on the Sauvignon Blanc I was drinking. And she was like, yeah, like, you know, me and you could fuck and my boyfriend could just watch. Like she said that me and her could fuck. Like she really meant like us having female on female sex, which I guess she's into that. I'm not. That is just not my sexual preference. It's totally cool that she is. Like I said, I want to be friends with this girl. I'm not judging her because of this. I've just never been asked this before. So I was just kind of like, oh man, like I am so sorry. Like I feel bad just being like, no. But that's not me, like I can't hook up with you, like I'm sorry, like I felt so bad, but like I'm not going to have sex with you, like I'm not. She wasn't even awkward about it, like she was like, okay, cool, whatever, like you're cool, like let's be friends, let's get brunch tomorrow, like whatever. Like she was really cool. But I mean, I've just never been propositioned for a threesome before, which was very out there. And then after the threesome proposition, I've definitely never been propositioned to fuck another girl, let alone to fuck another girl while her boyfriend watched. So it was just weird. That was just a new experience for me. If any of you have ever been propositioned for a threesome, let me know, because I was so taken aback because I have never been asked that before. I mean, I've had guys ask that, like, oh, would you have a threesome with me, because the guys are horny fucks, but I've never had a girl in a relationship come up to me and seriously want to know if I would be down to fuck. Like, it was so crazy. But like I said, I think that girl's really cool, and I've texted her a little bit since then, and I'd be down to be her friend just as long as she knows that I'm not gonna be a threesome partner. That's another example of my fucking crazy life. Bye everyone.